Hey guys, this is Booligan with Airsoft Retreat, BooliganAirsoft.com, and Airsoft Insider Magazine. Now, most of you guys who know me know that I don't just like airsoft replicas, although I like them a lot, as you can see. I also like real firearms. If you may remember, I built the bullpup AK, the Wasser 10, using the Center Balance Systems bullpup chassis. I love that thing. It's a very, very cool gun. Most people have never seen anything like it, and the thing works great. Now, we're taking on a new firearm project. This time, we're building an AR. Not just any AR. We are building an AR pistol, running a 10.5-inch barrel, a 10-inch rail, big fat compensator on the end, and for the buffer tube, we're using a Thornton Customs buffer tube cover with a CAA cheek rest. Basically, it is something that allows you to still get a good cheek weld while using a pistol, and most importantly, does not turn your pistol into a short barrel rifle. That is absolutely critical. I'm trying to do this without any federal problems or without any necessary tax stamps. Now, this is going to be a multi-part build. We're going to be highlighting some of the specific parts on the build, and this is just part one. The first part we're going to be taking a look at, really quick, is the receiver. It is a basic forged receiver made by a company called STS located here in Utah. I went with STS for a few reasons. One, the receiver is very nice and clean. There's no big goofy markings all over it. It does have obviously the necessary serial number and the necessary markings on it. It has a pictograph style lower, but it is available with a pictograph, or excuse me, with a safe and fire selector markings. I just like the one with pictograph. And also, it is very, very inexpensive. I picked this thing up from Impact Guns for about $70 after tax. So if you're looking for an inexpensive lower, this thing seems to be doing the trick. It's called the I215, and so far I like it. You notice that we have a trigger guard mounted on it. The trigger guard that we're using is a Strike Industries Cobra Fang trigger guard. Now, I previously reviewed the Strike Industries Cobra trigger guard, which is the one that had the little flared out bits that we put on the VFC E series build. Now, this trigger guard does not have the flares on the sides, but instead has a drop down design, give you a little bit more room, but it also has this little extension here, the Fang, if you will. Now, what this extension does is helps you for quicker reloads. Basically gives you an index point so that you can just tap the magazine against it, slide it in. Does not come without any little foibles, though. According to Strike Industries, it is not compatible with the Generation 3 Magpul PMags. I guess those have a little extended bit at the rear. Those will not work. But the magazines that we're running Troy Battle Mags, and we're running Lancer L5 Warfighter Mags. So we shouldn't have a problem with that. But we're going to try to throw a couple of other mags in this through our testing later on to see if we find any other mags that work great with it, and any that have any problems with it. So be sure to keep watching the channel for a full build of this thing. We're going to be running a lot of parts from Strike Industries. They're helping us out on this build. A lot of thanks to them. We're running their mega fin rail, we're running their gas system, we're running their charging handle, and a whole bunch of other parts. So be sure to check it out. This thing is going to be a very cool build, and it's going to be a very quick build. That's the other thing. We're doing this thing on a budget, but we're trying to see kind of the very fine edge of what you can build for a tactical, yet still practical, AR pistol that can be used for plinking at the range. Probably not a whole lot of sub-MOA shooting with this thing, but hey, you never know. We've got a decent barrel in it, so we'll see. But most importantly, we're building it for an inexpensive price. Overall retail price on this thing is going to be, you'd be able to build something similar for under, I want to say, around $800 or $900, depending on what parts you use. So be sure to keep an eye on the channel for that. As always, be sure to, thanks for subscribing, be sure to subscribe. That way you can get all of the updates as quickly as possible. And also be sure to like our social media accounts. We've got an Instagram, we've got Facebook, and that way you can see all the teaser photos of this thing as it comes along. Many thanks for watching, and stay tuned for part 2 of this AR pistol project.